Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to ETS2. We are back in the Grand Utopia map and we are finally working on that journey that you guys have been suggesting, the road to Le Paradis. This is actually part 2. You might have seen part 1 already, which released yesterday, I think. It was a silent trucking episode though, so a bit different layout than this one. Hopefully this doesn't crash anymore. Sometimes I've been crashing when I go to the map. So we started off here in La Falaise. The part 1 silent trucking took us all the way from there to Alinxas, so this entire leg here, and now we'll make our way to Le Paradis. Now, I'm not sure. It might take actually 2 episodes to get there, if we get there at all. But we can try, right? It says 34 minutes. I have my doubts if that's really going to be. But we'll make it work somehow. Anyway, let's get the engine started. And of course, we have Z-Mod sounds here still. Ooh, Rex is back. Our trusty dog is back. I toned down the engine volume a bit because I'll be speaking today. So to not overshadow my voice too much, I'm balancing it. Hope you guys are fine with the level. Let me know if you prefer to adjust any of the sound volumes. Just focus here a bit, okay? Yeah, that silent trucking trip was a bit challenging. I was driving in manual and I was not familiar with the roads, and I did not expect so many ups and downs, so many level changes with the roads. So if you watch that video, you'll probably notice at a lot of times that I get flustered almost to the point of tipping over and stuff like that. But then I guess I guess that's what makes it silent trucking, right? So I guess it works out in the end. Anyway, so that's why the reason right now I am actually in automatic transmission, because I've seen the roads going to Le Paradis and I'm going to be speaking and I'm going to think of so many other excuses to not go manual here. And I want you to hear the engine sounds a bit better, smoother. You know, it's all for you. It's not for me at all, not for me. So we stick to automatic today, so I can focus on the driving, less on the shifting, and I can devote more time into driving smoothly. That will take away a bit of my excuse though, but we'll find a way, okay? Anyway, so this might be actually the most requested route. I've had like a dozen people requesting this, specifically the Alinxas to Le Paradis road. And we've driven through some of these roads already, at least here in the bottom near the Alinxas area. But now we're branching off, and I think we'll see that later, because there's a road that goes straight towards Utopia, the capital. Huge city comprising of different regions in this map. And there's a road that branches out and goes up this mountain. And that's the one that we're taking today. Hopefully we get to see that finally. My goodness, it's so much easier to drive in automatic. It's less fulfilling, but when you have so many exciting bends like this, I think there's too much excitement going on already to shift in addition and speak. Some people underestimate the amount of focus it takes to speak to someone while driving. A lot of people give a lot of grief to YouTubers, to streamers especially, when they don't drive the best, when they crash into something. Well, I can tell you based on experience, it's not just my clumsy reflexes, but it really takes a lot of focus. Reading chat, driving, speaking your thoughts, and keeping everything else in balance. So that takes a lot of dedication, I would say. So yes, that's one more excuse. Add that to the list. But no, in all honesty, it's a challenging thing. It's not as easy as it looks. Okay, so I think, would it be this one? Yeah, that one. So if you go to the right there, that's the road toward Utopia. Yeah, you can see the tunnels there, the winding roads below, the bridge, the beautiful bridge right there. for us, we are going up. Up the mountain we go. Oh my goodness, this is scary. So for those who've watched the silent trucking video, you'll be focusing a lot on you can focus a lot more on the engine sounds. This guy doesn't want to shift up, there you go. So you can focus more on the engine sounds in that video if you want to hear the subtle differences, because I'm actually using a test branch, a different version, if you guys have noticed that, of ZMod's Scania V8 sounds for the 4 Series. So the what do you call it, TSC 14144, something along those lines, right? So it's actually a different version already that I've been driving in, including this one. This is a different version. You might hear some subtle differences. Let me know if you spot any. But yeah, overall I'm liking it. The balancing is much better than before, if you could even imagine that, getting better than how it already is. And in addition, have some more mods added in. He also is working on a road, what's the name of the mod? Road Sounds, I think it is. So we might probably hear that better if you go to external view. Maybe that's the tires, maybe that's the cars, you let me know. But I'll have to ask him for more details on that, and I'm sure he will comment and clarify if he gets a chance to watch this. But I'll ask him more details on that. He should be releasing that also to the public, so we'll see how that works out. But before he does, he tests them out a bit, and thanks ZMod for trusting me enough to test them for you and include them in these videos. Because right now, guys, my profile is just filled with ZMod stuff. All the sounds he has, I have enabled. So it's the entire package. The rain and wiper sounds, the wind noise, the oh, how many does he have now? Wow, look at how sharp that guy is turning. Whoa! Careful. Hope that doesn't happen to us, because if it does, the physics won't be as lenient as they are with AI. Let's go and take up this other side as well. I'm not confident in just using that edge there. There we go. So we have to time it when no other cars are passing through. What was I saying? The train sounds. He has a new train sound as well. Train and level crossing sounds. And it's nice. If you watch the video, the feature video from ZMod, go and check out his channel. That's where he releases his videos, whether they're work in progress or actually released stuff. Look for ZMods on YouTube, and you will see there the different videos he has. The video about the train crossing, the train sounds and level crossing sounds. I think it's officially named Train and Crossing Sounds. It's a very nice mod, especially for ETS2, because in ETS2 you have different countries, right? And each country has their own, maybe not each country, but some countries have their own train sounds. So depending on where you are, if you're in Romania, if you're in Russia, if you're in France, if you're in the UK, the level crossing sounds, the bells, the warning, when the level crossing is closing, when there's a train crossing, those sounds are different. The bells, the warnings, the chimes, whatever you call them, are different from each country. And it's just an amazing detail to add. Not to mention that the train sounds themselves, the sounds as the train passes through the crossing and makes each car makes those, like, I don't know how you call that sound when it touches the crossing. It's so good, it's so crisp. So yeah, I have the entire package enabled now, so no regrets at all. Even the wind noise, this very subtle one, you hear it, the wind's seeping through that small gap, and if you increase the gap of the window, that disappears and that sound becomes more pronounced. the faster you go, which makes sense. Yeah, Zmod really has an eye for detail when it comes to these sounds, and it's great to see him very active in the community, mixing it up, not only paid mods but free mods as well for everyone. So for those who are not very keen on getting any paid mods, you can still benefit from most of his other mods. Right now, I think he only has one paid mod so far, this Scania V8 sounds. Everything else is free. But I am really looking forward to the next projects that he is working on. Actually not sure what that is yet, he hasn't told me yet, but I'm sure that I will be keeping a close eye on it, and I'm sure that I will let you guys know when I hear news about it. Oh, this looks very nice. It's very complex. Oh my goodness, look at the road on the GPS, guys. Look at the road on the GPS. Ooh. Spaghetti bends. Well, so far so good. I'm loving the view. Going higher and higher. I wonder how high we are now. I'm going to guess 5,000 feet elevation from mean sea level. In some cases there are signs, like in the US, when you start climbing like this, you'll get some signs of how high you are already. And the higher you go, you probably start distinguishing. You probably start recognizing that you are getting higher because it's getting harder to breathe. The oxygen is thinning out. 50. Yeah, no problem with speeding here. I wouldn't even dare getting fast here. Oh, we might have actually found a thumbnail area. A bridge right on the hairpin like this. Beautiful. Oh yes, that's the thumbnail right there. 100% guaranteed. Well, maybe not. Well, we will see. What? Oh, maybe this one instead. It's so hard to choose. 100% guaranteed, and a few seconds later I found something which is better. Yeah, that's the problem with Grand Utopia. The views are just too good. It's so hard to decide which screenshot to take. Take them all, I say. Take them all. Yeah, looks good. Very nice. Goes perfectly with these fixes to the Scania R4 series. Really like this. Oh, and for those who haven't noticed, yes, new paint job that I'm using, that's in the mods list. I forgot the name, but it's from the Steam Workshop. Just look at the mods list. Here we go. What do we say? Mods list link in the video description, and look under paint job section, and then I think the bottom row there, the last entry under the paint jobs, should be this one. Van der Heer or something like that. It's a Dutch company, but I chose it for this map specifically because if you look at the paint job there, that's blue, white and red, right? Very representative of France actually. So even though technically it's a Dutch company, the colors are very French friendly in a way. So I think it's a very apt paint job for Grand Utopia, which is loosely based on France. How have they done the lights now? Yeah, still no lights in tunnels, but then again, I guess the tunnel is bright enough. But yeah, 140 beta I think is almost ready for actual release, for public release. The lighting is getting better and better. I almost have no complaints on the lighting specifically anymore. On the tunnels, yeah, maybe, but everything else here, this looks so natural. I love it. Wow, this is such a nice place. No wonder lots of people were taking photos in there. Yeah, waterfalls. Let's have a look outside. Paradise Road. Ah, so this is the actual Paradise Road. Route du Paradis. 356 meters. There you go. How do you translate that into feet? That's not too high yet. Is that times from meters to feet? How is it? I'm I'm sure I can Google that. One sec, maybe I can ask Google from here. Hey Google, what is 300 meters in feet? Okay, you probably can't hear, but she's saying 984 feet and 3 inches. Okay, so around 1,000 feet. No problem, it's not very high up yet. Shouldn't even be noticing that yet. Should have no problem in the breathing. Nice. And yeah, the hairpins are very bendy, but thankfully they're not unfairly bendy yet. If that will change, we will see, because there were some bends that were very aggressive, like the bend in Alingsas. If you guys saw that in the silent tracking episode yesterday, part 1 of this trip, that last bend before we ended the episode, that was intense. I had to literally stop and wait for the cars to pass through because I needed to occupy the entire road rather, not just the lane. Yeah, very tricky stuff. This one I can still manage. It's wide enough, wide enough for 2 cars mostly. 2 trucks maybe not, but 2 cars should be okay, or 1 truck and 1 car, but definitely not 1 truck and 1 Mexican coach. I still have bad memories of those, driving through Mexico Extremo roads. And back in the day when I still had Jazzycat mods enabled. Jazzycat had this bus mod, Mexican bus mod, I think, something like that. And it was very intense. The buses were nice looking, but they were humongous. They were like the coaches you would see in Fernbus or tourist what's the name? Tourist bus coach. Tourist bus simulator, that's the one. So yeah, those huge coaches. And then imagine fitting that through together with a truck in a smaller, much narrower than this road. This road is actually pretty wide. Yeah, 2 cars can easily pass through side by side. So thank you, my godness, for not being hardcore on this. Because I do want a scenic view. Hardcore route, maybe not as much. If you're craving for a hardcore route though, this map also has it. If you go to the northernmost map or part of the map, oh, I remember that trip. Having to go through like rocks and cliffs and rivers and whatnot. That was intense. Continuously climbing. Scotsman will not be happy with my fuel economy in this trip. Going up the entire way. 50 meters, there looks like a rest area coming up. Indeed. Very nice view from here. Let's look from outside. Oh yeah. So nice. Even some hot air balloons there. 468 meters. So we've kind of like climbed 100 meters. So it's roughly like times 3, I guess, right? Meters to feet, roughly speaking. Is this the same truck that we've been tailing since the start of the episode? That truck that almost fell off a while ago in the sharp bend? Wow. Okay, looks like it will be our buddy the entire time. Oh, and this is the difficult thing. How do you overtake in this kind of scenario? Yeah, I guess you don't. Yeah, I have a real life experience when it comes to this. In the Philippines, we have something like this as well, where you climb up the mountain, going to a city, because the city is situated at the top. It's actually the coldest area. Well, not really coldest area in the Philippines. That's inaccurate, but it's one of the places that we go to when it's summer, because it's much colder there than in most of the areas in the country, because it's so high up in elevation that it gets colder. So if normally the temperature would be like 28 degrees Celsius, there it would probably be 10. Yeah, so very comfortable. So especially during summer. Lots of people go there. It's called the summer capital of the Philippines. It's Baguio City. But yeah, it's the same thing. You have these very narrow roads going around the mountain, and that's one of the biggest problems when you have a truck in front of you, and there are lots of trucks. And the trucks in the Philippines are not the school Scania ones or the very classy, luxurious trucks. They are pretty dilapidated, to be perfectly blunt. And unfortunately, yeah, they cause a lot of accidents on the road because of poor maintenance and stuff like that. So they're not in the best maintenance. They're not in the best status, basically. So you can imagine when these trucks have to climb up these kinds of roads, they tend to be very, 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 very slow. Like, I don't know, 20 kilometers per hour or 30. So, and if you're a car, you probably want to go faster than that. Like this car in front of us, probably getting pissed off already. La Vernay. Nice. Should we stop here? 21 minutes? I think we can continue. Let's see. La Vernay. Oh, finally the truck turned off. Okay, let's continue then so we can get away from him. 22 minutes left. Should we continue? Yes, let's continue. Let's make this a longer episode. We can do this. There we go. So yeah, if the truck continues on through here, uphill, and you only have one lane, how do you overtake? Most of the time you don't, because the opposite lane is filled with dead spots. And like this one, you wouldn't overtake here, right? Because you never know which car is just coming out of nowhere, and you would have no time to adjust and no time to go back on your lane. So much so that they try to highlight that as much as possible. I'm not sure if that's a thing in Europe as well. I think so. But the road markings in the middle of the road, like instead of just having a white line like this, they also have like yellow lines to say you can't overtake in this part, or broken lines to say you can on this part, to highlight that, okay, this part of the mountain pass, don't try to overtake. This part you can if you find a bit more free stuff there. So yes, we will see how that works out. But yeah, it's a very challenging thing. I've had to go through that road a couple of times because my dad used to love going there. And so whenever we would go, and during that time when I could drive already, I was taking the wheel in some segments. In the beginning, he wouldn't let me drive in that mountain pass, but after some time, when he trusted me enough and when he got tired of it, he allowed me. And yeah, it's always challenging. Like it's not that long of a trip during that leg. It's like 30 minutes, no, probably 1 hour through a mountain pass. But it takes so much from you because it's not your typical highway driving. It's not like you're on semi-autopilot, just listening to the radio and just keeping your foot on the gas and making sure you're on your lane. No, when you're driving through mountain passes like this, you have to be full concentration, almost like in a race. But not about speed, it's more about finesse and being on the right spot and making sure that you don't lose momentum and stuff like that. So very tricky. And add on top of that the challenge when you have to overtake those humongous trucks, and you yourself, you cannot drive fast because it's uphill, so your performance is severely limited. And in addition, you have all these blind spots like these, so you only have small stretches of road that are straight, that are not as steep, where you can really accelerate and go. And that's where you would see the skill or the intelligence of the driver, because it's a matter of what's the English term, of measuring if you are safe enough to overtake or not. And yeah, on my end, I'm not really the best at that. I never quite got the hang of it, so I would rather play it safe, stay behind the truck at a safe distance, and really just overtake when it's really obvious that it's possible and I can see all the way to the end of the opposite lane. But yeah, for example, like bends like these, I wouldn't even try. The dog. Is that Rex? No, he's still here. Okay. He might have jumped out the window and I didn't notice because I was babbling all throughout. This is good. This is good. Right. Thankfully, no more truck in front of us. I don't have to worry about it. And we ourselves are trucks, so it's not like I have much speed to spare. Slow down here. Looks like we are coming up to a toll booth. Tunnel Dumont Door. Ouvert. Probably butchering all those pronunciations, but you get the point. I'm sure most of you guys don't know how to pronounce it anyway, so I'm sure I'm not alone. Out of 10 people watching, probably only 1 or 2 really know how it should be pronounced, so I'm not that conscious. We'll all mess it up together. A toll booth in here. Oh my goodness, I literally got goosebumps, guys, because there is a humongous bridge which seems like we will be driving over it. If you look at the GPS, yep, that's the bridge. So we'll be looping around and we'll be literally driving over that bridge. Oh, I think this will be the new thumbnail. Yeah, with Grand Utopia, it's never never say never. So good. Okay, 50 here. Does that say? Tunnel, the length of the tunnel, I think, 457 meters. So here we see one of those limitations that I have been told about, and some people have been chiming in on there. Some more of the more knowledgeable map modders that we have. Thanks for the added info. You can see the tunnel is not bendy. It's like in segments. The road itself is bending properly, but the tunnel edge, you can see the edges clearly enough. It's not smoothly curving, but that's more of a minor detail kind of thing. That's a limitation on the map editor. Here we are. You even have that like lady there. Like, what's that thing in the UK where we pass through? What's her name? Oh, I forgot. Angel of the Road? No, but you know it. You know it. It's like huge, like wooden statue. We flew over there in one of the recent UK tours we were doing in Flight Sim. Beautiful. Nice. How come this one? This one is properly bendy, isn't it? Or maybe it's not, but it's not that obvious because the bends are shallower. So this doesn't look like it's the edges are not visible enough. It's nice. I wonder if my godness had to do something there in addition. But yeah, the tunnel lighting is something that I guess could be improved. Although in daytime, maybe it's not that bad, huh? I have a feeling. Okay. It's a very long tunnel, much longer than the previous one that we've been seeing. Oh my goodness. It's a fairly straight tunnel though. Very interesting how they were able to manage this. Must have been a super expensive thing to go through. Because you can imagine we are literally punching through the mountain here. They literally had to do that, I would imagine. Instead of bending around, curving around the mountain, to minimize the excavation that you would need to do, because we're still moving uphill. Yeah, my foot is down on the floor and we're not accelerating. So we're still moving uphill here. So we're still climbing the mountain. But now it's a tunnel and it's going straight. So you can imagine drawing a straight line through the mountain. We are probably passing through the middle of it. And then we're going out off the other side maybe, and then going around from there. Goodness. That is scary when you think about it. Let's not speed up too much here. We can go cruise control here. Oh, there we go. End of the tunnel, I think. End of the tunnel, and it looks very foggy. Oh, that's not fog. It is fog. There we go. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, more bridges. This is so nice. The wow factor, right? As you go out of the tunnel, it's like you're squeezed in, you're compressed for a couple of minutes, and you feel like you're stuck inside a very small space. But then you get rewarded with this kind of scenery afterwards. Makes it all worth it. That's the one. Please don't crash anywhere. Thank you. That's the one. Okay, let's keep that view then. Very nice. Should I take a photo here instead? Oh, I'm so torn which photo to take. It's so hard. I think we have to slow down here though. This looks like a city. No, still 80. Okay. Maybe no, not really a city, but more of a rest area maybe. Interesting. Someone can read that for me? No cars there though. Yeah, probably a rest stop. Oh, beautiful. And yeah, the new lighting from 140 beta is just improving the picture tons. I'm getting a lot of questions about that, like with 140 beta lighting. How do I feel about graphics mods? Well, to be honest, I haven't been craving for any graphics mods since 140 beta came out. Company mods, real company mods, sure, because I want real companies to be in there. But like graphics mods, like actual graphics mods, which change textures, which change the lighting, which add skyboxes, I haven't been craving for it that much. That's how much I'm enjoying the default lighting. If that will change in the future, maybe. But for now, I am really enjoying it. I'm enjoying this tons because SES has done an amazing job at this new lighting. They've been continuing the tweaks all throughout the beta period, which have lasted for a couple of weeks now. Have we been in a month in the beta? I haven't been counting. Yeah, here we go again. Bendy tunnel this time. Short one though. Good. Thankfully, we have a very powerful engine to take us all the way through. Beautiful. Lots of cars here too. I only have G Traffic 1 and no traffic mod. But I guess the Grand Utopia map itself, the traffic probably has been tweaked to add a lot more cars in the roads, which I really like. Doesn't feel so I don't feel so alone. Yeah. And you got all these nice sounds of the cars passing through. Very nice. This is what I love about Grand Utopia. You never know what you'll get. Both Grand Utopia and Pomezania are amazing 1:1 maps. With Pomezania, you get all those scenic nature views. With Grand Utopia, you actually never know. Depends on the roads you're in. Because it can transition. I know I mentioned this before. It can transition to the most urban kinds of roads you're in the heart of a city, seeing the Eiffel Tower, passing through the Eiffel Tower itself, and passing through skimpy roads inside the city. And then you'll transition and go through something like this from end to end. So all the different combinations you can think of. Very nice. Slow it down here. So it's always a pleasure driving through Granditopia, especially if you're looking for that randomness, you know. Just pick a random route and you'll never know what kind of roads you'll encounter. In the first part of this trip, in the silent trucking video, I didn't expect to be going through all those ups and downs. I expected to be going through a highway and just keeping it chill. But yeah, it's interesting how they're managing that. Elevation, oh, I didn't see the elevation. It looks like it's not as steep right now, thankfully. We'll have to monitor it though. Okay, are we close? Not yet, I think. Let's double check. 8 kilometers, 8 minutes, not that far away. Cool. And looks like the roads are not that steep anymore, at least for this segment. We'll see if that changes in a bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too fast for 80. Too fast for 80. Something also seems to have changed with the physics. I'm not sure if some of my sliders are different, but it seems like the truck is tipping over a bit more differently than what I'm expecting it. I'll have to double check my settings in this profile, because I usually set truck and trailer stability to 0, but both the suspension stiffness and the cabin suspension stiffness all the way to the right. So you have sliders in the gameplay settings, right? Truck and trailer stability I move all the way to the left, but the suspension and cabin suspension stiffness I move all the way to the right, because I found that when I put the stiffness all the way to the left as well, it feels like there are no shock absorbers. It feels like the suspension isn't working. Like your truck just tips over so easily, and it doesn't feel like there are any springs at all. Doesn't feel natural to me, but this one does. Although yeah, something seems to have changed. Not sure if there were some sneaky changes in 140 beta. Let me know if you encounter some, if you noticed some. SCS does like to sneak in a lot of updates behind the scenes, so never trust the changelog, especially not the one that's for public, but not even the one that's in the open beta thread, because if you're part of the beta, if you opted in to the beta, each update that comes out, each update that they push through in the beta, there's actually a corresponding changelog most of the time. And the changelogs are, this is Underworld Bridge, length 416 meters. Wow. Whoa. Actually got a bit of vertigo kind of thing there, looking down. This bridge is huge. So high up. Man, is going on a platform like that scary. Yeah. Whew. One sec, I lost my train of thought with looking out that bridge. Whew. Give me a second. Le Paradis. First exit on the roundabout. If I read that right. What was our topic, guys? You know what? I forgot completely. Okay, I think that's the... Would you call that a roundabout? I would call that a hairpin. Well, we'll see how it looks like. Ooh, nice design there. It is a roundabout. Okay, okay. Cool. Okay, entering the roundabout. Indeed it is. And this one is Le Paradis is our exit right here. Good. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, and I like how the roads are not too aggressive. They still give you that like adventure feel. 1,000 meters now, so it's around 3,000 feet roughly speaking, I guess. Not bad at all. Oh my goodness, this truck is super slow. I have to pace myself so I don't have to slow down. I can actually see the bridge from below. That's the one. It just came through. So nice. And even with the limited render distance in the graphics engine, my godness seems to have found a way to make everything visible even from a distance. It's using the workaround properly. You can see even the trees from way back there, slightly hidden by the fog already, by the haze. Although yeah, in some cases there's really no choice. You see the mountain starting to disappear there, too far away. Even the workaround isn't helping anymore. Oh my goodness, yeah. Longest 8 kilometers ever with this truck in front of you. 20 kilometers per hour. Okay, this is the one I was telling you about. These are the types of trucks I'm more familiar with. But yeah, here literally we have no choice but to slow down and wait for him. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about oncoming traffic. It looks like that road to the left is taking care of that opposite traffic. So at least that's out of the equation. This better be worth it. I'm sure it is. There we go. Oh, there's the opposite lane. Yeah, going through that one instead. Very nice. Very nice layout. What time is it anyway? 6:20, I think. No. 4:30. 4:30. For those who didn't know, that's actually a clock. The 4 series is very old school that way. That's a clock right below the speedo. That small circle, yeah, you see it that just moved. 4:35 or something like that. Am I right? Close enough. 4:31 exactly. Yep. Good. Paradise Road. Now this is the real Paradise Road. This entire thing that we were driving through. Previously, when I went from Utopia to somewhere past Alingsas, back to the main part of the city, we passed through a bit of Paradise Road there, but just a bit. You know, remember those like angels serving as like an arch? That was the entrance, the start of the Paradise Road. But this one, it goes through all the way through here apparently, which makes sense. This is Le Paradis after all. Lots of tunnels still climbing. Getting colder and colder. Beautiful. It'll be so hard to pick out some. Is that snow? Ah, yes. Here we are. I've heard rumors about this place. Goodness. Snow-capped mountains much? Beautiful. Feels like we've entered a different world and feels like I am struggling to climb up here. That slowpoke is actually getting away from me. Now I'm the slowpoke. Yeah. Shift down. the heck is my truck doing? The automatic transmission is breaking up. Come on. Are my tires slipping? Oh yes, they are. Spin tires for the win. Okay, maybe a diff lock would help. Okay. Diff lock. Trailer brake. Is that helping? Look at the queue that's built up behind us. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. No, that will not work. This automatic transmission thing will not happen. You have to make it H shifter. I have to step in. Use my skills. Are you guys scared now? Alright, there we go. Because the automatic transmission is really getting confused. Okay, moving bit by bit. Strange, huh? How varied it is. Okay, there we go. Starting to get some grip back in, I think. Goodness, I didn't know this was possible. It seemed like the roads, he was able to set the roads to be slippery. And yeah, you can see that there's actually snow particles coming out. Didn't know that was possible. It's not looking good. 3 high seems a bit too high. There we go. Stick to 3 low. Okay, this is the comfortable speed for us. I'm making fun of those trucks. Now we're that truck. Now we're that 20 kilometer per hour truck. Everyone is cursing at the back there. Sorry guys. Sorry. Just enjoying the snow a bit too much. Literally snowing all over. Looking good. Yeah, the longest 8 kilometers ever, and I thought we were done. I see it now though. I see the Le Paradis sign and the destination in there right in front of us. So this is literally the last stretch, guys. We can do this. Going manual the rest of the way. Oh. Third gear. Foot down on the floor. Sorry guys. Do we still have the folks there? Yeah, I guess where else would they go, right? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so slippery. Look at this. I'd rather stick to third gear. 3 low I think is best for us. 1,227 meters finally. Goodness. There we go. That all paid off in the end. There we go. Alright. It's leveling out. It's getting a bit steep again though. So yeah, that's interesting. The roads actually felt slippery. Didn't know that could be a thing. Cool. Oh no. Full concentration. Hey, don't you die out on me now. Okay, at least here looks like salt has been spread. The road should be a lot more stable here. Should be able to get a lot more traction on this part of the road. Here we are. Here we are, guys. Nice. And the delivery should be right across the street. Where? I guess that one. Neto? Is that the one we're delivering to? Yes, I see it. Okay. Might be a bit tricky how to get there. Can we... I think it's better I just back into it to be on the safe side. It's even snow here. Nice touch. Snow patches on the ground. Very nice. Cool. Lower the window so I can peek out. How does that side look? I don't have visibility. Hope I don't hit anything in there. We'll hear it if it does happen. Well, that looks good. Okay. Just keep it turning bit by bit. Just slowly. Looking good there. Nothing here. Oh, that lamppost is a bit close to us. Let's even it out for now until we pass that, and then we can start turning again bit by bit. Why are the cars slowing down? Are they watching me park? Watching my pro skills? I should have started turning a while ago, but I think we have space here. What the heck is happening? Oh, I think we went through that snow patch. Those actually have collisions. Those are not just for design. Okay, let's adjust this. Because even the parking is more challenging. Right. Sharper turn, that's the one. Looks more like it. Over here on the side. All good. That's perfect. Okay. Just keep it going. Keep it turning. Keep it steady. It looks like Shumi's Real Company mod is also compatible with this map, which is nice. You might have noticed some Real Company signs. Like this one, I guess, is from a Real Company, right? Neto. Not familiar with it, not very familiar with European companies, but I'm sure some of you guys would recognize them. Good. Okay, there we are. Let's just even that out. Perfect. Whew. That was hard. Parking brake. Beautiful sounds. Perfect. I like it. Well, we managed in the end, even if we got a bit embarrassed near the snowy areas there. Might have been the wrong button though. I forgot this is my trailer. For those who want this kind of combo, so download the paint job and then from the mods list. And this trailer is actually an SCS default trailer. Just go and pick any SCS default trailer and look for custom 1 paint job, and you'll be able to just eyeball the paint, try to mimic as much as possible the paints from the truck, so you get that balance. Nice. Right, got it. 52 kilometers, 2 hours. Goodness. Oh, thankfully it didn't take that long in reality. It took 1 hour though. Sorry for the lengthy video, guys, but hope you enjoy it nonetheless. And now it's raining. Time to go. Maybe let's get a bit of wiper action before we leave. Squeaky wipers gave me goosebumps. Alright, let's end it here. Thanks for watching, guys. Clumsy Trucking. Catch you in the next one. Bye bye.